but hello everybody, it is X here. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. And there's this channel called My Story Animated. I highly recommend you watching it, right? But this isn't what we're going to be watching today. Right, we're doing it on the other video. We're going to be watching an app called Story Booth. Alright, so Story Booth, subscribe to, wait, how am I not, okay, I need to subscribe. Alright, with notifications right on. Alright, so Story Booth is where they...
Hello everyone.
Okay, hey, say hi to my sister. You've seen her before. Well, no, you haven't. Sorry. That's right. Yeah. So we'll be reacting to them together.
Yeah. Okay, and we have a few, and we have some food.
Oh, she does, I know. Alright, we're going to be watching. I sent pictures to a boy I liked and shouldn't have. Story Booth.
I liked this one guy. We were super close. We started talking like late at night and stuff. And he would ask me how my day was and what I did. He would ask me how I'm feeling and stuff like that. He'd be super nice. One day he asked me for nudes and I said no.
Hey, let's pause the video real quick. Alright, listen, if any other boy wants to see your nudes, that is disgusting. Right, you have a private stuff of your body and you should be capable of that. You shouldn't be forced to show it to these filthy ass boys.
He kept begging me and it was maybe. I was trying to talk myself out of it, but then I was feeling like I don't know what to do. And we had this thing and it was play pool, the loser has to send nudes. And I said, how about something other than nudes? He said, all right, booty pics. And I said, fine. So we played and I lost. So I had to send him some pictures. And he liked them. He was like, ooh, sexy, hot, and stuff. Later then, he asked me for nudes again. I said no, but I was on the phone with my friend. She was like, what are you gonna do? And he sent me a picture. And she was like, wait, no he didn't. And I said, yeah. And I showed my friend and I was like, I don't know what to do. He's asking me for pictures still. And I was like, fine. So I sent him a picture of me in my bra. And then he was like, take the bra off. So I did, and I put my hands over my boobs. And he said, send it without your hands. And I put emojis. And then he was like, take the emojis off. And I was like, fine. I did. And he was like, ooh la la, I'll grab your butt and stuff at school if you keep sending them to me. And I was like, you know what, I want to...
This is,
yeah, exactly. Even a goddamn 6-year-old knows. This is disgusting.
Go to bed. Good night.
Disgusting.
A month later, my mom found out that he sent me that because my friends were talking about it in the car, and she heard it. So then we had to talk about it with my therapist. She was...
Why would you tell somebody, like, that's your own privacy?
No, you should tell somebody that it has happened.
Like, did you send it back? And I was like, no, because I kept lying because I was like, I don't want to. But then my mom threatened to take it up with the school district and like tell on him and say, this is child pornography. You better look up his picture and say like, oh, he did send it and like he should get punished for it. And I was like, Mom, you can't do that. And she was like, why did you send it back? And I was like, if I did, would you be mad? And she said no, and I started crying and I poured down tears and I told her the truth that I did. And she just hugged me and she said, look, it's gonna be all right, but you know you can't do that again. And I got grounded for a long time. And I never did anything like that again.
Yeah, because she knows she
the feeling of thinking that someone might find out and ruin your life sucks.
Oh my god.
Okay, the next one we're going to be watching is I Lost My Hair.
Oh, did you lose your hair though?
Yeah.
I was born with a condition called alopecia, which means my hair follicles just weren't working and I never grew any hair on my head. So I was basically bald for most of my life because there's different types of alopecia. There's one where your hair can grow back and fall out, and there's one where it doesn't grow back. And I had that type, so it was pretty hard, like having no hair for most of my childhood. And I had to wear wigs and stuff, and it just wasn't very good. Whenever I was at sleepovers, they'd be like, oh my god, we should do our hair. And I just couldn't get my hair done because I didn't have any. And there was a few times where there were bullies and people were mean to me. Like one time in school, a boy pulled my wig off in front of everyone and everyone stared. It wasn't good. And then there's like a few times where I was confident enough to go out with no hair without putting on my wig, and there'd be people staring, pointing, laughing, and it was sad. But the good things that came with having no hair were I never got head lice. Like I remember getting a note home saying there's head lice in your class, you should check your child's hair and stuff. And I never had to get checked and I never had to get treated. I never had head lice because I just didn't have hair. And I'm also on a website called the Rapunzel Foundation where children can donate their hair to people that don't have it. And actually, when I turned 10, my hair started to grow again, and I was like, this is so weird, why is this happening? And it grew and it grew and it kept growing. And then I got some hair extensions when it was long enough, and I had them for about a year. And then I decided I don't want them anymore, I want my own hair. And so I got them out, I got my hair trimmed, and it was just like a dream come true. I'd never gone out with my own head of hair, and it was just so great, and I was so happy.
My next story, guys, I think I should. Alright. What story? What's the latest? Out of clue. I'm close to my restaurant. That's fine. I might do it later.
I was so confident.
The next one.
I'll do it. Next one's gonna be. No. Yeah, let's watch. Storybook Best. I love it. Let's watch. I have been in a coma for years. And I could hear everything. Oh wow.
Hi there, I'm Aria. Imagine yourself not being able to say, I'm hungry, I'm hurting, thank you, I love you. Imagine yourself being imprisoned inside a body which doesn't obey your orders at all. People are all around you, yet you feel alone. It wouldn't be easy, would it? Well, I lived for years feeling this way. Years of wishing for the ability to connect, to express, to share with others. Maybe you're wondering about the reasons? Well, it was that I fell off the tree. I was my mom and dad's only child. We were a middle-class family, and we lived in a small house with a stunning backyard, which had an old oak tree that was said to be even older than my grandparents. When my dad first bought the house, he found a tree house in the oak tree built by the kids who had lived in the house before us. After a lot of convincing, my father agreed to fix the tree house. He even made a wooden ladder so I could climb into the tree easily. I remember helping my dad decorate its walls with posters and photos of my favorite band. For a second, you might be thinking, what a sweet family. But no, this wasn't the case exactly. You see, my mom was a moody woman who yelled a lot, and nothing me or my dad did could please her. She would spend the whole night smoking cigarettes in front of the TV and then sleep the whole day. As for my dad, he spent his time working so he could pay the bills and buy us food. And me? Well, after I got home from school, there was nothing for me to do but go and play with my dolls in the treehouse. For my 13th birthday, my dad bought me the best gift ever. He bought me a little white puppy that was super fluffy. I called him Snowball.
That is the best gift. I have to agree with that.
Alone. I loved Snowball, and I taught him lots of tricks.
I've always wanted a puppy.
Spend all day together in the treehouse. we would only go home to eat dinner. That way, we steered clear of my mom's yelling and her long fights with my dad. I watched the sky a lot during my days in the treehouse. Back then, my dad only came home after the sun had set, so I'd watch the stars lighting up the sky. They looked amazing. I knew that those stars were nothing but meteors traveling fast through the sky as they burned, but everything my dad told me about them made them seem magical. One time, I was watching the sky with Snowball, waiting for my dad to return home. When he arrived, he climbed up and sat beside me. He said, "This falling star is a wish that just came true for someone out there in the world." "A wish?" I said. He explained a long time ago, there was a poor man praying to the gods every day. However, the gods were always busy, so they didn't answer him. One day, he screamed so loudly the mountains shook. The gods looked at him and listened to his troubles. They became so sad and cried burning stars. So this way, whenever he saw a falling star in the sky, he'd make a wish and the gods would make them come true. "But can this be possible?" I asked. And he replied, "Legends are a beautiful thing to hear, but not to believe. If the legends are so old, how can we know if they are true or not?" I asked. He just smiled at me and said it was time to head back into the house. On that same night, while I was lying in bed hugging Snowball, it started to feel like my life was falling apart.
Who's
My mom
Snowball?
was screaming hysterically at my dad, telling him that the money he was bringing in was no longer enough, and that he should start searching for an extra job. She said that she could no longer go out with her friends because she was so embarrassed. She couldn't afford to buy new dresses every time they went out like her friends did. I saw Snowball looking at me as if he wanted to say, "What a silly woman." The fighting and loud screaming continued for a long time until I could no longer bear it. I snuck out of the window and headed towards the dark oak tree in the backyard. Everything around me was dark. Behind me walked Snowball. We crept very quietly so no one would hear us, and then we arrived at the treehouse. It was pitch black, so I missed a step on the ladder, and then my legs slipped. The last thing I remembered from that day was that after I fell hard on the ground, everything around me turned fuzzy. Snowball sounded far away, even though I could see him jumping around me. Then I wasn't able to feel anything. After a little while, I felt myself waking up. My head hurt and I couldn't feel any part of my body. I'd completely lost control over my body.
Does a
parts.
coma mean
Even
you
my
can't
eyes,
walk?
I couldn't open them. I
Like
could feel
me?
the light around me, but it was too difficult to open my eyes. Oh my, what happened to me? Was I stuck in my sleep? Or was it worse than that? Had I died? I didn't know much about death, except that after death, a person drowns in darkness. But this darkness I felt was different, completely different. I could feel my body freezing. Suddenly I heard someone. If I was able to hear him, that means I wasn't dead. Thank God. From his tone of voice, I gathered he was a doctor speaking to my parents. He said, "The damage she suffered to her head due to the fall has resulted in severe internal bleeding in her brain, which is preventing enough oxygen from reaching her body, resulting in a coma." But I wasn't in a coma. I was there, with them. I heard my dad crying and my mom inquiring about the treatment fees. I wanted to scream, to call out for them, to say something, anything. But I wasn't able to even talk at that time. Suddenly, I was just a vegetable, unable to do anything but listen. Most people don't think twice before talking or connecting with others. They do it automatically. But I had absolutely no way of speaking to anyone. For the last 13 years, I had been a normal girl. A girl who loved her dad, her dog, and who loved to play. I was happy and healthy. But now, suddenly, that had all changed. The doctors didn't know what to do. They thought I was completely in a coma, but they always treated me nicely. All the time I spent in the hospital, I only heard my dad's voice. My mom had completely vanished. I didn't know where she was, and I didn't hear anything related to her. Until the day the doctor said there is nothing more they can do, and that it is best for me to return to my parents' home. I heard my mom arguing with my dad. She didn't want me back home. I was, according to her, a burden that she didn't want to carry. But I went home anyway. I was happy because I was returning home. I heard my dad telling my mom that
Now,
he finished the tree
this
house
mom
because that
is
was the
not a
last
good
thing
mom.
I didn't want to carry. But I went home anyway. I was happy because I was returning home. I heard my dad telling my mom that he finished the tree house because that was the last thing I asked him to do. That's why he insisted on bringing me back home, so I could be near the things I loved. However, things went downhill from there. I lost my ability to move. I failed all the mind exams they conducted on me in the hospital. So the doctors told my parents they could treat me as if I didn't exist. My return home was just a hopeless attempt at keeping my unconscious body comfortable until I died. My dad tried his hardest to keep me comfortable, and that really annoyed my mom. Their friends stopped visiting after a while, and the money Dad was providing was no longer enough. Machines that were keeping me alive were too expensive. Before, I was able to escape my mom screaming and ranting, but today I was stuck with it without them even knowing that I could hear them. The whole thing felt like a nightmare. When my dad first got me Snowball, I thought that he was very smart and could just understand me without even having to talk to him. But my dad used to laugh and say, dogs are about as smart as a 3-year-old. They can feel when you're happy, sad, or scared, but they can't read your mind. Deep down, though, I knew Snowball was no ordinary dog. He was special enough to be able to read my thoughts because we had this insane bond. Every time my parents started their screaming,
What the hell? No, that's not how it works.
Barking in a low voice, as if to tell me that everything would be alright. I was sure that Snowball knew I was a prisoner in my body, unlike what everyone else believed. He never left my side. His breathing was my only comfort. For a while, I used to be entertained by my father when he entered my room at night and started moving my body left and right to help my blood circulate. Once he was done, he'd sit beside me and talk with me for an hour or so about his day, like he used to before. But that didn't last for long. The last talk he had with me was about how tired he was, both physically and mentally. That he was very upset he'd lost his little girl, the only person in the whole world who used to listen to him. That day, I heard him sobbing so loudly. Then he suddenly said, I can no longer bear to look at you like this anymore. After that, he stopped talking to me altogether. A year quickly turned into 2, and I felt the person I used to be disappearing. Not just her body, but also her memories. My mom said that she'd had enough with my stuff taking up so much room, and that she could put the space to good use. My dad wasn't able to refuse, so he just said that he'd moved my things to the treehouse. It wasn't long until I was moved out of my room to another one that was more practical and way smaller. It had barely enough room for my bed, machines, and for one person to be able to move around in. That was enough for me, according to my mom. What was worse was that this little room was next to the living room. That meant that I could hear everything. I mean, literally down to the tiniest details. 2 years turned to 3, and I was still in the same place with no one aware of my existence. It was like I was a ghost. Whenever my mom's friends came to visit, they used to ignore me, as if I was just part of the furniture. I was dead to everyone, just not in the ground. Only Snowball remained at my side. My mom and her friends' conversations were ridiculous. They gossiped a lot and couldn't stop judging their relatives. Sometimes they talked about clothes, travel, and their husbands. I once heard my mom talking ill about my dad. She said he was the reason behind her unhappiness, and that she had met some rich guy at a coffee shop. That guy had invited her for a drink, and she'd gone to meet him. And now she was seriously considering leaving me and my dad. For me, that was the worst part about those 3 years. Feeling totally powerless, and not being able to stand in front of her, and not being able to scream, "You're an ungrateful woman! All the things Dad did for you, and yet it's never enough. Now you want to leave him because some other guy has more money?"
Me too.
My dad didn't deserve my mom, or even me. I found myself in utter darkness, and the darkness was swallowing my dad up whole. I couldn't remember much about my life before the fall. I was so terrified I'd forget everything. I remembered having a friend called Maisie, but I couldn't remember what we used to do or how we would spend time together. I remember loving science, but I no longer remembered any of the stuff I learned at school. At the same time, my mind clung onto those memories, and at the same time, started creating new ones that hadn't existed before. I had to find a way to stay here, in this world, even if I had to create my own world inside my head. Maisie became my best friend. She always visited on Sundays.
Oh shoot! All right, that is actually a good story. I like that.
Okay,
but
now
like,
the
it's really
next-
sad. No, you know what? I think. Hang on, how long has this recording been? 80 minutes. Guys, I think we should stop the video there. If you guys enjoyed,
What's up,
make
guys?
sure to leave a like. And yes, I will be making a vlog after this.